Hey you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I always say I'm going to try to get on here more often, but life just gets in the way. It really does, and there's just a lot going on. But I try to get on here as much as I possibly can, and I have been putting clips together for other videos that I wanted to do, but I figured this one seemed a little easier to put together. It really was kind of easy to find the clips of this. Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels whole debacle, whatever, verses going on. So I decided, let me go ahead and just drop this right now. Okay. Before we get started though, do me a favor, go ahead and like the video in advance. Hey Noti gang, I know you guys are going to be down in the comments. I miss you guys. I try to, respond to many of you, as many of you as I possibly can. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. And the best way, honestly, to support the channel is, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything to like the video. It doesn't cost you anything other than maybe 30 seconds to watch an ad or two, right? So let's go ahead and get into this Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels, whatever's going on with them. Yesterday, I was on Twitter. I should have been working, right? But yesterday, I saw Umar Johnson trending. And so I hop on, and just looking down in the comments on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, what is going on with Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels? And so I see this clip here. It says, there is a growing beta male YouTubian community that is creating a sector dedicated to slandering and criticizing Black women who don't emulate Eurocentric standards of beauty and success. Unfortunately, many sisters have become prey for these coons due to an unconscious need for male validation. Black women, you don't need a man to validate your work. And then I saw this clip of Umar definitely calling out Kevin Samuels. He didn't say his name, but it was definitely the smoke was for Kevin.
I count about a dozen. I'm going to call them the dirty dozen of division. The triple D, the dirty dozen of division. There's about 12 members of the dirty dozen of division, 12 beta males, YouTube life coaches who are trying to build a platform by making Black women feel bad. I don't like it. I can't appreciate Black men trying to make a dollar off of making Black women feel bad. And unfortunately, our Black women, some of them are so thirsty for validation that they're participating in the attacks and slander against the Black female community, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. No Black woman should ever subject herself, even for amusement, the Black.
So I was like, oh shit, okay, Umar. Now listen, Umar, you're not going to get my grit money just because you said something nice there. Because, Umar is gifted. He is a gifted orator, but he ain't going to get my grit money for that, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Umar is always trying to secure some funds for that trap house of a school that he bought a couple years back. And he said something, I think it was like a year ago. He was like, y'all be giving, Quaker Oats $1 billion in your money, your grits for grits. Give me your grit money. Give me your grit money. Give me your grit money. You know how he liked to say shit in threes, right? So I like what he said there, but that don't mean that I'm going to send him my grit money. Then he said this, he posted this. He said, Dr. Umar, you're trending on Twitter, but not for all the right reasons. They literally took the clip you addressed YouTubers and the sound bites, and now they typing about a versus battle or a debate. These people are thrilled with empty entertainment. How do you say so dedicated to Black race population when we have so many problems, mental, which is our most damaged, socially, economically, and definitely verbally? I am discouraged. Social media becomes more dominant than human life and human behavior. All right. So that was Umar. Again, I don't know which one came first. I don't know if he made the video or he made the post, not this particular post. I don't know. But again, he is referring to Kevin Samuels because Kevin Samuels is the one that be on YouTube and having women. For the life of me, I will never understand why women go over to Kevin Samuels channel his Instagram, whatever he does, and seek validation from him. I couldn't watch him for more than 5 minutes. I've seen clips and just turned it off. I've just seen clips and I'm like, I'll never understand why they go over there and seek validation from him. But what I did not know, guys, is that at some point, Kevin Samuels actually addressed Umar Johnson when a caller had called in and was saying, why can't you like talk to us like Umar? He kind of came for Umar's neck, which is why it makes sense why Umar would call this guy out. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip for you guys about Kevin Samuels kind of calling out Umar Johnson. Go ahead and take a look at this clip, guys.
Right. You mean Dr. Umar Johnson, the man who has 2 children by 2 different women that he never married? Dr. Umar Johnson, the guy that for the last 10 years has not built brick one of a school he's collected money from? Dr. Umar, hold on, ma'am. Dr. Umar Johnson, the man who calls you queen, mother, goddess, and all this other kind of stuff. And again, for those who are keeping score, this is another woman who comes on and says, talk to us more like Umar. The Prince of Pan-African, Big Papa's in the house. Run my donations. I mean, shout out to Umar. I got no problem with the dude, but I think it's funny y'all keep coming over here asking everybody to talk like Umar. Queen Mother Garland, Cocoa Butter, and see.
Now, again, for the life of me, I don't understand why women go to this man's channel to seek validation from him. Black women in particular, because I just feel like he just don't see it for black women, especially after a video I saw trending, or I saw a viral video on TikTok with him having a very different energy with white women. Go ahead and take a look at this, y'all. Take a look.
Maybe I should start listening to Kevin Samuels.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. A lot of these guys on YouTube are going over to Brazil.
I like her glasses.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Excuse me. And now?
It's good to be the king.
Right? I look good.
Yeah, you do.
Who looks better?
They're gonna say you. I mean, of course, it's a bunch of guys. You wanna try them on?
She already tried.
Oh, she's selfish, right?
I'm here, so she's on a diet. What do you have?
I don't know. Passion fruit.
Passion
mango.
Fruit. You're healthy.
Yeah. So
I have some coconut and chocolate stuff.
You like those? See? Look good. Frames, fragrance, and footwear. Always take care. Where are you guys going after this?
Sorry?
So I asked myself, black women, this is the guy that you go over to seek validation from? Because the way he talked to black women is very different than how he was sitting there interacting with those white women. He would have, I just feel like Kevin Samuels is the type that would have never allowed a black woman to touch his glasses. He would be like, oh, back up. This is the man that they seek validation from. And I will never, ever be able to wrap my head around that. I just can't. Right. And so when I saw this energy that Umar Johnson had for Kevin Samuels, I'm like, okay, all right, this is something. Now, again, that don't mean that I don't have critique for Umar Johnson. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I do appreciate that what Umar Johnson said. Now, again, like I said, he ain't going to get my grit money for that school. But when I started to really kind of like look for these clips for Kevin Samuels, I had no idea that this is the guy that people are really, women are out here seeking validation. This dude, this is the man that you let tell you that you too old and you a 4 and, you know, you don't make it, you know, you aren't good enough for a black. This is the man. I saw this clip and I was like, whoa, this is Kevin Samuels. It says he describes himself as unique. Kevin enjoys dancing, clothes, and meeting people. He's a member of the band, student council, stage band, dancers, pep club. Now listen, Listen, I ain't saying that Kevin Samuels is gay. I don't know. But I ain't saying he isn't or is. I don't know. I don't know. He just gives me a very, he gives me a certain type of energy that makes me believe that he could be gay. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know I'm all over the place. Right? But I still don't understand why women seek validation from that guy. Like, is this something about him? It just makes me sick to see women like sit there and talk to him. And not to say that he be wrong all the time. Sometimes every now and then he may make a valid point from the little clips that I saw, but I still don't understand the need for validation. Now let me get on Umar's ass. Here's the thing about Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson is a very talented, gifted orator. Like, he has a gift. He's more of a talker, though. Over the years, what I've realized with Umar is that he's more of a talker than a doer, right? He is so gifted in how he speaks. I maybe agree with Umar Johnson 35% of the time. I don't agree with everything he says, but I watched his last interview on The Breakfast Club, and there was a lot of stuff that, although I didn't agree with everything he said, there was a lot of stuff that I absolutely agree with him. He's very talented in that way, right? Very, very talented, but he uses it to grift. And I feel like when you see both of these men, you have Umar Johnson calling out Kevin Samuels. You've had Kevin Samuels who have spoken on Umar Johnson. To me, they're kind of like one and the same, because they're both, in my opinion, making a coin off of telling a particular demographic what they want to hear. So what makes them different? Because I recall Umar Johnson telling black women that they had thottish personality disorder. He used to call out black women too. He felt like there were certain things that black women did that he called thottish and stuff like that. And so I say to myself, what's the difference between these two guys? What literally is the difference? They both have found a grift. They both have. They make money off of pandering to a certain demographic. Umar Johnson has been pandering to single black mothers for over a decade to fund that trap house of a school that he finally bought. And then it's going to open on the 39th of February. It's just not. Like, Umar Johnson has been telling folks that this school was going to open. And when he finally bought the building, it still needs all this repairs and then the taxes and stuff like that. Because I feel like if he was really serious about opening a school, he had a perfect opportunity during the pandemic to do an online school. I know he wanted the buildings, he bought the buildings, but he had a perfect opportunity to reach kids globally. If he keeps talking about Pan-Africanism, if he really wanted to reach kids in that way, reach young black boys, he could have done that. He had a perfect opportunity just over the last year to take all that money and literally just do an online virtual classroom. And he could have reached so many people because, again, he is a gifted orator. But like I said, he ain't getting my grit money for that damn school, right? Now, Kevin Samuels has also found a niche. He has found a group of people out here who believes everything he says is right? Specifically, mostly black men, but a lot of black women also subscribe to him and they subscribe to what he says. So they both have found a grift in telling people what they want to hear. So I say, what's the difference between them? As I stated, I do appreciate what Umar Johnson has said, but it's hard to take it serious when I know he is just going to fundraise off of it. Yeah, it's nice to be able to hear a black man take up for black women. But again, I don't forget what Umar Johnson has said to black women or said about black women in the past, and how he has, like I said, tried to diagnose women for thottish personality disorder, and how he has talked negatively about his own baby mamas and stuff like that. So I don't forget that kind of stuff. I absolutely don't. I just think that these guys are two of the same. They are two of the same folks, and just, like I said, catering to two different types of groups. So in conclusion, I'm not team either. I'm not. Like I said, I do appreciate what Umar Johnson said, but because I have watched Umar Johnson talk that talk for a good decade or so, I know it's just talk. I know that behind that talk is donations, donations, donations. You know what I'm saying? I just know that, which is why I can't like take him super serious. And for Kevin Samuels, like I said, I just don't get it. That's the guy that y'all be sitting over there trying to get validation from. I'll never understand that. Like that dude, the one that likes the band and clothes and dressing, and I just don't get it. I personally don't understand it. I don't. But you saw the energy he had for those white girls. That's why I don't understand why black women go over there and seek validation from him. I'll never understand it. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do. Let me know what you guys think about this whole Kevin Samuels and Umar Johnson situation. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, y'all. Bye.